Good morning! Today I thought I would share a video of all my current works in progress and my upcoming plans for the rest of 2025, which I know it's still got two and a half months left of 2025, but as somebody who is not a particularly fast colourist and does not have an immense amount of free time, that probably translates to a maximum of 5 pictures, a minimum of maybe 2. So without further ado, I will start by showing my works in progress in chronological order, so starting from oldest to newest. So first up we have Kawaii Tarot. And I started this book last year. This was actually when I first got back into colouring, so I did the fall, which I'm not super proud of this page, but I was literally just starting back up again, and I still like the clouds and the sun, so that's fine. I did the Magician, and I was working on the High Priestess. So when I was doing this book, I was doing the whole pick a colour palette from the colour cube and use that to complete your page. And I believe, yeah, I still got the, not that one. These were the 2 colour palettes that I was using for this page. But I wasn't really a fan of how I was doing this part, like the building. And I found it really off-putting. And so I kind of just stopped. I probably will finish this at some point. I don't know when. And I don't know if I will stick to the colour palette that I was using, or if I kind of just go off vibes for the rest of it and try and make it look a bit better. But yeah, I was using Castle Arts pencils for these because that is all I had back when I started doing this. When does this one? Yes, this one was done May 2024, so I would have started this one around June last year. Yeah, I was planning on going through this book in order. I don't know if I will, or if I start just dipping into pages that I particularly like, but I will finish this at some point. Probably not this year though. So after that we have, and this is where I try and remember things in order, I believe Wildlife Wonders is next, and I am not sure if I can pick this up without collapsing everything again. I really need to start preparing these before I start filming. Okay, so Wildlife Wonders, and okay, those exist because here we go. So this is my rufous-backed kingfisher page. The Millie Marotta Colouring Obsessionals group does a monthly colouring prompt, and the colouring prompt for back in April was ap-real, as in use the real colour palette of the animals depicted on the page. So naturally I chose the most colourful animal that I could find that I fancied colouring, and it was these rufous-backed kingfishers. I will stick a picture on in editing showing you what the real ones look like, but they are so cute and so colourful. And I was doing really well on this one. I was using Faber-Castell Albadura pencils and Artix acrylic markers and Tuli Art paint pens. And I did the first one, and I quite like how he's turned out. And I started on the second one, and then I have no idea why, but I kind of just stopped. Why did I stop? Oh, yes, I remember. It's because I joined a Mythographic group and wanted to focus on colouring Mythographic pages for a bit, because I'd mostly stuck to Millie Marottas at this point. So I put this one on the back burner with the intent of picking it up later, and unfortunately later has not yet arrived. And again, I do plan to finish this one, but it probably won't be finished this year, unfortunately. I will try to squeeze it in, but I don't think I'll be able to. So it might be a case of carrying this one forward to 2026 and then trying to prioritise it before I go making any more plans. But yes, I do really like this picture, and I will finish it, and I really, really hope that I can remember the colours that I was using, because being the disorganised person I am, I did not write down on a sheet or anything, so I'm going to have to go entirely off memory for this one, and my memory is not the best anymore, which is unfortunate. So yes, that is rufous-backed kingfishers from Millie Marotta's Wildlife Wonders. And then after that, I think I started colouring in A Million Little Monsters. Yeah, that's the one. So A Million Little Monsters, I was colouring in, where is it? Have I already passed it? Must have done. Oh, there we go. I was colouring in this pumpkin page, and I think I was doing this back in, must have been June or July, possibly. It definitely wasn't in any sort of autumnal or Halloween season, because I was colouring a pumpkin purely because I fancied colouring a pumpkin knowing that it was out of season. And I was using Artex acrylic markers on this and my Faber-Castell Albert Dürer white pencil, and probably some other colours as well, just to do the shadows a bit. Oh, now that I think of this, this might have actually been done before the Millie Marotta one. I think it might have been around when I first got my Artex acrylic markers and I just wanted to have a play. But yes, this one, however, I am hoping to complete this year, because, I mean, it's October at the moment, and I think even one of Colouring Bumblebee's Lulu Mayo scavenger prompts is a pumpkin for this month. So, I mean, it's kind of cheating because I've already coloured the pumpkin. But if I finish this picture off, then I can be like, oh yeah, I did a pumpkin for the scavenger hunt. And a monster. I'm sure there's a monster for this month, or it might have been last month. I don't know without looking. I will look later when I'm editing. So yeah, not a massive amount left to do on this one. Just need to add some depth to the pumpkin to make it look like they're actually inside it, and colour in the rest of the things. I don't know if I'll colour in the ghosts. I suppose I could make them translucent. I am not sure. I like how I've done the onions though. I think they're onions. They're probably garlic actually, aren't they? I don't know. But yeah, so that one is a work in progress that I am hoping to actually finish this year. Or even this month if I'm lucky. And next up we have, Dragonspell. Dragonspell? Yeah. So this one, if you've watched my first couple of attempts at videos on this channel, you probably already know what it looks like, and I will try and find the page. It wasn't right at the front, was it? It was near... Where are you? I swear I have coloured in a page. Hang on. Ah, here we go. This is my dragon. And yeah, so this one, the reason why it's not finished yet is because I got really fed up with colouring in the gold. I've made progress. and it's getting there. But I just haven't gotten around to finishing it yet because I decided to focus on my buddy colours to get those done in time. Well, I think the main reason is I just didn't want to continue with the gold, but I will do it, and I'll sort the background out and it will all be finished and it will look lovely, and I'll show my mother because she's the one that picked this page, and I'll be like, I did the page that you suggested, and she'll be like, wow. She won't really, she'll be like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I do like how I've done the dragon on this one, because he started off, if you did see the previous pictures, he started off with a pink undercoat, and now he is a very dark purple. So yeah, I will finish this one, but again, I don't know if it will be this year. I will try and get this one done this year, because it seems a shame to leave it half finished when it was going so well. But yeah, this is done with, it was supposed to be entirely done with Derwent Chromaflow pencils, but then I started adding loads of acrylic markers and everything to try and sort out the gold. But I will endeavour to stick to just Chromaflows in the pencil department. Not sure why, because I mean, I don't need to place those sort of rules on myself. But yeah, if I can just get the gold done, then the rest of the page will be a cinch. Yeah. So that is Mythographic Dragonspell. And then, so I remember I was getting fed up with doing the gold, and I was watching a lot of Amy Wardart's streams, and I wanted to do colouring, but I didn't want to colour in the gold, so I was picking up other books and just being like, I fancy colouring in this page. So that then brought me to Imagimorphia, and this page should be really easy to identify because you can see that I've gone over the edge on the side. I say, and then fail to actually find it. Where are you? Here you are. So this page, oh, can you see the shine on that? This page, I was watching Amy Wardart do, I can't remember. She was doing something and it was lovely, and I really felt inspired to do some colouring. But at the same time, I mostly just wanted to cover something in glitter. So I got out my ink pads, did the background, and then I was like, I'm going to use my watercolour paints, which I did. And they're the pearlescent watercolour paints. I've got some of them here. They're just like cheapies. I don't know if they've got a brand name, but yeah, they blue, white, purple, pink. Yep, these are the exact ones I was using. Put those back. So I wasn't trying to do anything like properly planned on this one. I was just throwing stuff on the page and seeing how I liked it. And you can see I used like a silver glitter on the ink pad background as well, so you might be able to see it. Yeah, you can see it's all glittery. I don't know when or if I will finish this work in progress whip. Maybe next time I feel like just throwing something on a page. But it would be nice to finish it, because this would then be my first ever finished Kerby Rosanes page. But yeah, so that is another work in progress. And then what came next? So around this time I also started colouring in a bunch of postcards. Got another glittery postcard. I haven't posted these on my Instagram or anything because I was just like, oh, they're just postcards. But I did send this one to Colouring Bumblebee just the other day, actually, because she was interested in knowing about ink pads, and I had used this one. I covered the whole the entire postcard with ink, and then I just went over it with the Languo gel pens, so a white one and then a glitter for the outline. And I'm not actually looking at the camera, but I'm assuming that what I'm doing is making it shine. I think so, yeah. But I mean, we're not supposed to be doing completed pages, we're doing whips. That's another one that I was just... So a current whip I've got is this pineapple, and this was like a 15-minute job. I just felt like getting out some Artex acrylic markers and just going to town. So I didn't have any particular plans, and I was just kind of like trying out layering techniques and seeing what sort of effects I could do. So I will finish this off at some point. It's probably not one that I need to make a specific plan to finish off, because it will just be a case of I'm sat there not really feeling like getting a colouring book out, and I'll just pick up the postcards and be like, oh, well, I have these pens handy, so I'll just do some more of this. So yeah, but I mean, if it doesn't get finished, then it doesn't get finished. Postcards are just what I do when I feel like colouring but can't really be bothered, if that makes sense. Because the postcards just stay on my desk, because you can't see this, but my desk is like a corner desk. It's got my computer over here that I can... Hello, keyboard. And during the week, my work laptop is here, and the work laptop stays on the desk until the weekend, when I hide it and pretend that I'm not employed. So during the week, I colour on top of my work laptop, and it's just convenient to just get out a little postcard and do some colouring that way. So that is another work in progress that I have. And then another work in progress is actually, it's not a specific picture. Well, no, it is specific pictures, but there's multiple of them, because this is another one where, due to the compact size of the book, I find it easy just to get it out during like my lunch break whilst I'm working, and just apply a little bit of colour here and there. So the first time I did that was with this page, which I'm not particularly proud of, but I was just like, I feel like colouring in something, and I did this within 30 minutes, which is like super speed for me. And it was just watercolour pencils and a bit of acrylic. Yeah, I don't like how I did the background, I don't like the colours that I chose, but I just wanted to do something, so I did. And getting into that mindset of just doing rather than worrying is quite important for me at the moment. So this is a work in progress that I have. I did post the mollusk to Instagram that I did during a lunch break, but if you have this book, you know that the page has got like a black ink splodge under the mollusk, which I didn't like, so I was going to try and cover it up, and my attempt at covering it up has been so far disastrous. I don't know if I can fix this page. I don't know when I will try, but I do know that I want to try, because I was quite proud of my mollusk, and I was quite fond of my pearls. I don't know if you can... I thought they looked reasonably pearl-like, despite just essentially being white circles. So yeah, it would be nice if I can finish this one, but I don't know when or if. And then the other one that I started in this book during a lunch break is this one. I have already forgotten what I was using on this one, and it has only been a month, and that is a testament to why people often write down little lists of what they're using. Yeah, because I have completely forgotten. And I'm not sure why I didn't do this part of the shell whilst I was doing the rest of it. But again, I will at some point finish this one off. I will try not to make the same mistake with the ink splot on the background though this time, hopefully. And again, with this being the book that it is, I won't have a specific plan to finish this one off. It will just be whenever I feel like doing some colouring during the lunch break and this book happens to be to hand. So yeah, those are the works in progress that I have in The World Under the Lens on Water by Rita Berman, or Hidden Oceans if you have the British edition. And what else do I have? So I said chronological order, however, oh dear, the next whip that would be in chronological order, I'm actually going to save to second last because it's the one that I am actively working on. So the next whip that I want to show is, where is it? I need to learn to use bookmarks. Where are you? Oh, there we go. I actually bought the Witchy Wonders and Frogs and Flowers colouring books by Stormseye Design, or Emma E. Peters, fairly recently, and the day the book arrived I was just like, I want to try colouring something in. And I chose this page because I am actually currently colouring in a page with like glowing mushrooms. So I already had the colours out, so I just started doing this one. And again, I will finish it. I do actually hope that I will do this one within the rest of 2025, because it's just a little picture. It's just, there's not a massive amount left to do on it. Just the rest of the background, covering up the lines on the moon to try and make it look a bit more glowy, and then colouring in the mushrooms. Yeah, although I suppose if you count the whole page as a page, then I do actually still have loads to do. And I haven't actually thought about how I will do these other moons yet. But I just wanted to make a start on the book because I was like, it's a really nice new book that I'd purchased, and I was just excited to kind of dig in. So yeah, that is another work in progress. And then, where are you? Fantasy Forest. Fantasy Forest. So this has a mark on the front cover. This is a group buddy colour that I'm doing with 3 other lovely ladies from the Mythographic colouring group that I am in. I have just a tiny bit of tree left to do, and these trees are killing me. I hate, no, I don't hate them. They're lovely trees, but there's so much hassle to colour. They've got so many lines and like indentations, and trying to make them look like trees is so draining. Which is why it's taking me so long. But I mean, it's not really taking me so long because I started this midway through September, and once the tree's done, I just have to do the rest of the mushroomy light things. The grass, the plants, the path, and the mushroom man, And something that I didn't notice when I was planning this page is that the Mushroom Man, he's got his hand on like a boulder or a rock. So I didn't account for that when I was working out the colours, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I will work that out. And the plan is to get this one done before the end of the month, ideally, because I have other colouring commitments that I have made. And this one is due by the end of November. So yeah, if I can get this one done before the end of October, it will be super handy because it will free me up to do other things. But yes, so that is my current whip. And it is what I'm currently working on whenever I'm not grabbing something to avoid doing the main thing that I'm doing. And so that then brings us to plans for the rest of the year. So my main plans for the rest of the year, other than finishing whips that I've already started, is I have a colouring buddy planned with Jess at Colouring Bumblebee, and we're going to be doing this page. Now I have kind of decided on a colour palette for this, but I was having a few misgivings about it, so I actually sent my colour palette to Jess to see what she thought, and she thinks it's good. She thinks it's quite cohesive and everything, and I probably should learn to trust my judgment, especially when someone else then reaffirms that judgment. So I probably will stick to the colour palette that I have planned, and I will show a picture of that. I'll stick it in post-editing. No, stick it in during editing, post-filming. But essentially I'm planning on doing like a dark galaxy owl with like purpley black feathers, and then I was going to do the leaves in like a deep blood red, and the flowers, initially I was going to do them in like pinky purple that would match the owl's face, but then I thought maybe I should do them like white and blood red, and the jury's still out on what I will actually do. All the metal elements I was going to do silver, but then I wasn't sure about that, and so I decided, well, what if I do them as like as if they're conjured items rather than actual physical metal, so I could do them like a pink ethereal glow. And again, I'm still not 100% decided on whether I will stick to them being a solid silvery pinky purpley metal, or whether I will give them a magical glow. I don't know. But yeah, this is the page that I intend to be doing in November. And I'm looking forward to it because I have not actually coloured any pages in Mythographic Labyrinth yet. And this will be my first time doing a buddy colour with Jess at Colouring Bumblebee. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. And then as of yesterday, my next... Oh no, I forgot one. Silly me. So this is a colouring book that I purchased quite recently. And last weekend my niece came around to visit and I took her shopping. We went to, it's not called WH Smith anymore, it's called TJ Jones, I think. I can't remember. I will still call it WH Smith. We took her to WH Smith and she found like a Coco Wayo cozy, comfy colouring book, and so I decided to treat her to that. And she also didn't really have any pens, and so I decided to buy her a bunch of Crayola Super Tips. And then because she was staying over, she's 10 at the moment, she was staying over in the night, so we were downstairs colouring in on the sofa whilst watching Corpse Bride. And so I thought, well, she's doing some colouring with her new Crayola Super Tips, so I will do some colouring. And this book happened to be right next to me because I had just opened it because it had been delivered. And so I was like, I will grab some Super Tips and I will colour in as well. And if this is what I've been doing. It is not my usual style of colouring. And then after she left and took her Super Tips with her, I realised, I no longer have the colouring pens I need. But then I remembered, I do actually have some Super Tips somewhere. So I pulled them all out, stuck them in a pencil pot, and have been attempting to finish this picture off. Unfortunately, I did actually buy her 2 packs of Super Tips. I bought her like a standard 24 pack and the pastel ones that are currently being sold in Tesco's as part of all their back to school stuff. But yeah, I do want to finish this one this month because it's a Halloween page and it's a Halloween book, and I thought it would be thematically appropriate. I will try and finish this with just Super Tips though, just for the fun of doing something a bit different. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that one. So back to what I was trying to say is, as of yesterday, I have a new colouring commitment, and that will be, that will be Millie Marotta's Animal Adventures. I have not coloured in this book yet, but this book has been selected as part of a group colouring project in the Millie Marotta Colouring Obsessionals Facebook group. So these group projects are where you sign up to do a specific page, and then once everyone's coloured in their specific page, it's all compiled together into a slideshow, and we just admire everyone's handiwork, and we send it to Millie as well, just as like an appreciation thing. Here is a complete coloured book by a whole bunch of different people, and I chose, where is it? It is on page 25, I remember that much. Oh, here we go. Now, how do I pronounce this? It's called the Carolina Parrotia. It's a bird of paradise, and I will stick a picture on showing what the real one looks like. And I will be colouring this according to its real colours. I know this part will be fun because on the real bird, these kind of look like scales. They're kind of like a prismatic-y, purpley, whitey colour. And the bird does have like a lot of black and brown, and you'd think, oh, well, black and brown's a bit boring, but no, I'm actually really excited to colour this one. Sign-ups are still happening for the colouring project. So if a week passes and there are still pages available, then we're allowed to pick a second page. And I probably shouldn't pick a second page because I don't know how much time I'm going to have. But if I do pick a second page, I might go for this one, which is a... I need to have my spreadsheet open so that I can remember what they're called. If I go to the back of the book, it's some kind of flying fish. It is Northern Sea Robin. Yeah, so the name that I just butchered the pronunciation on is the Carolus Parrotia. I'm still not sure. And the fish is the Northern Sea Robin. If that one gets taken and I still feel inclined to take a second picture, I don't know, there's loads of pictures that I really like in here, but it will probably be some kind of sea creature or bird, because I just really like colouring in sea creatures and birds. I would love to do that one, but I have a feeling it's probably already taken. Or that one, but again, it's probably taken, and I am already doing a bird, so it would probably be better if I did. Sorry about that, I was just casually dying and didn't want to film myself whilst that was happening. what was I saying? Yeah, so I've already picked a bird picture, so it would probably be better if I was to pick like a bug or a fish for the next one. But it is all dependent on what pages haven't been selected yet. And there are a lot of people in the group, and these projects are fairly popular. So after a week, there's probably only going to be a handful of pictures left, if that. But we'll see. Maybe I will do a second page, maybe I won't. And I mean, I can always colour outside of the group projects. But yeah, I will be doing this bird of paradise. And we generally get given around, we generally get given around 2 to 3 months to do the colouring project, which will carry over then into sort of January 2026, potentially even February. But yeah, so my plans for the rest of the year are finish my Fantasy Forest page, which I'll just show again. Where have you gone? This one. Start and finish my Mythographic Labyrinth colour buddy. Do my Animal Adventures colouring project, and then the group that I do, I say group, there's just a messenger chat with 4 of us in it. We will probably select a winter picture. I assume that we will, because we initially got together to do a summer picture, which was my watermelon panda. And then we were like, this was really fun, so let's try and do an autumn picture, which is why this book got chosen. So if they decide to do a winter picture, I have gone ahead and purchased Wild Winter by Joseph Catimbang. And so this book actually arrived yesterday in the post, and I need to cough again, just bear with me. I finally get some time to myself to do some filming, and then I just want to cough and cough and cough and feel like I'm dying, which is not very productive, is it? So yeah, hopefully the other ladies in our little chat will have this book as well, and we'll pick a picture from here because these are so pretty. Like I said, this book arrived yesterday, so I've only actually done like a quick flip through. And I'm really beginning to understand why Joseph Catimbang is most people's favourites with Mythographic, because they are just so adorable. Because I mean, the first few Joseph Catimbang books were like insanely detailed, but his new style, which is, well, it's like this in like Avery and Dragonspell, they're not simple, but they're not like intimidating like Animals and Imagine were. Yeah, and the whole reason our Mythographic messenger group started was because I think one of the ladies in the group, she'd never coloured in a Mythographic page before, and she felt really intimidated by them, so she wanted to do a buddy colour to kind of ease her into it. And at that point in time, I had coloured all of 2 Mythographic pages, so I was like, you know what, I'll sign up and we'll do one together. And so there were 3 of us initially, and we chose the Watermelon Panda in Wild Summer, and then another lady joined us for the autumn one, and we chose Fantasy Forest with a mushroom gnome. So yeah, hopefully they will want to stick around for another season, and we'll do a winter picture in Wild Winter. The other wintry Mythographic book is Frozen Fantasies, which I do also own. The pages are democratically decided, so we choose a book that we've all got, and then we go through that book and list all the pages that we would be interested in colouring, and then we make a short list of all the pages that appeared on everyone's list, and then we choose based on that, which has worked out well so far. So yeah, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, wow, 3 definite pages planned for the rest of the year. A number of whips that may or may not get done for the rest of the year, and 1 speculative future colouring buddy that may or may not get done around December, January, February time. And with that, that is everything I had to share today, actually. So thank you for watching, and hopefully the next video I share will be pages that I've actually completed. You never know. So thank you for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!